Greetings, my people. Greetings, my people. Today is Monday, December 25th, 2022. And as you see the title, as I get my microphone straight, as you see the title, Deion Sanders, Swac or Wack. And let me make sure I adjust my being black is dope. Get your K and S apparel. K and S apparel. Being black is dope. Okay, so like I'm saying, Deion Sanders, is he Swack or Wack? And I kind of always wanted to sit and I'm looking up something so I can play you guys something. But I kind of wanted to sit and listen for a second before making a comment, because you know how sometimes everybody just talks right in the moment. Talks in the moment. Okay, I was looking for the clip. Everybody want to kind of like talk in the moment and speak about an issue. And in no way is this an attack on Deion Sanders. I'm doing good enough for that. But I think we have to look at things and assess things through a realistic eye. Okay. So a lot of times when you purport to be conscious, aware, woke, whatever, however we want to understand us having a different thought perspective or a higher level of knowledge, right? The more we look at that, the more we have to understand what it is we're asking. So when he took this job at Jackson State, now mind you, Jackson State was the only one that made him an offer. This same league that he went to didn't make him an offer. The same league that snubbed his son, Shador, and wouldn't even look at him for Heisman. And he had Shador had an amazing season. I just want to point out some of the things of what I'm talking about. And more importantly, what it is us not valuing black neighborhoods unless we're coming in to suck off of it and or to come in for something after it's been a tragedy or something of benefit, right? So what was the perspective? What was the perception? The perception was when he took on this, he was 3 years at Jackson State. Okay, when he took on this was going to be monumental. This was going to be a paradigm shift, if you will, of understanding how to bring black children who they work, and if it wasn't for the NIL, they probably still would be getting paid nothing for their talent. So I just want to say that. But the perspective or the expectation, should I say, or the thought was that this is something that's going to be different. This is a paradigm shift, like I was saying. This is bringing power to forgotten about colleges, right? Is that fair to say? And then you built the program, so I guess you could take it with you. But just to strip it away like that and take it to Colorado, right? Take it to Colorado. And taking it to Colorado, see, that's why I said we have to look at this through a different, deeper lens. Because we love to complain about black boys marrying white girls or dating white girls, having children with non-black women. So you take them from Jackson, Mississippi, predominantly black, for them to see or meet black women. Suspend all of the mumbo jumbo about black women. Suspend that. Please, let's not talk about that. To take them to Colorado, where it's going to be predominantly white attraction. And we'll put our children in get out situations, right? We'll talk about movies because, like the mental dichotomy that I talks about, we talk about oppression, or we talk about things, or we talk about what I want to say, controversial issues. We talk about them in patches when the algorithms stimulate us. Kyrie Irving stands up and says, just posts a movie about the Jews. Okay, everybody understands that. Oh, we understand this togetherness. Shannon Sharp is speaking and attempting to pretend like he's standing up for black issues. And speaking of Shannon Sharp, I want to play something from Undisputed this morning. I'm gonna find it. Let me find it for a second.
Why can't you pass us? Goes a place. I'm talking about my community. Okay. They flew American Airlines. Undid something. He should be the one to break the news about what's going to happen in the future.
Okay, now listen to Shannon Sharp. You turn it up.
I'm more excited for him than I am sad that for Jackson State. And I think that Jackson State should be sad. Be excited, be happy for him because he gave you the blueprint and showed you what you could be, what you could become. Mm-hmm. And you're more than a head coach. Deion did something that very few coaches are able to do. He leveraged his relationships. Skip, no football team had more uniforms than Jackson State except the University of Oregon. Under Armour, every single week, they got new helmets. They got new unis. He did this with Walmart. He took $150,000 of his salary and helped finish building the facilities.
He did.
He leveraged his relationship with American Airlines, so when they had to travel great distances, they flew American Airlines. Mm-hmm. He had a great relationship with Michael Strahan, so he said, "Hey, Stray, can you do me the solid? Hook the boys up with jackets and slacks, so we don't look like an all-tournament team when we're on the road. Some guys got on sweaters, some guys got on shirt and ties, some guys got on hoodies, some guys got on Jackson State paraphernalia."
Yep.
He did that.
He did that.
And still, we get opportunity. We say, "Ooh, we want guys to get opportunities. We want our black coaches to get opportunities." He gets an opportunity. He takes the opportunity, and now you mad. He brought
who's mad?
A lot of blacks that blow up, upset. Man, he lied. You see what? Okay. You see how they hold us more accountable? They don't never say.
Wait, who's they?
I'm talking about my community.
Okay.
White people, I'm talking about us. They know what I'm talking about. People, blacks are mad a lot, but look at what he did. He brought eyes to HBCUs, Skip. There wasn't nobody talking about HBCUs, especially now. They're talking about, they're on television. That's because of him. He gave you a blueprint. Now follow the blueprint. There's someone on his staff, probably, and he's recommended somebody on his staff, but now he goes a place that has resources. Yep. So guess what he can do? He can hire more coaches, more minority coaches, bring them, give them opportunities. I don't recall of an HBCU coach getting an opportunity like this.
Okay. So I just kind of wanted to play that. And like I said, it's not a beat down session, but see, we talk in patches, right? So Shannon Sharp, notice how he says, "Oh, you see how he says Jackson State should be excited for Deion Sanders." He says, but instead they're upset. Shannon says, "Who's upset?" I'm talking about my people, the black community, the blacks. He goes on to say, "Skip, the blacks are doing this," as if you're not one of them. So he names off all of these things. I get that. I get that. That is the good of what he did. He did bring all that stuff. He did bring everything to Jackson State. But the thing we can't get, because we talk in patches, right? We say, "Oh, we need to clean up our community." It's going to take people with the money. Jackson State didn't even have clean water. So we will step over that. We'll say, "Ooh, that's too dirty." A person that all those resources, this is why we can't get it together, because all those football resources. Notice Shannon says he calls up Michael Strahan. The expectation that we thought is not, you can go where you want to go, but the expectation was, the thought was that this is something monumental. This is a paradigm shift that's going to bring young black boys from those NCAA schools that treat them any kind of way. But we're still selling this, getting a better opportunity when you can create jobs in black communities. But you're going to take the children to Colorado. And people say, I don't see, you guys are being ungrateful. He didn't have to do that. Notice Jackson State was the only one that would hire him. Nobody wanted to take a chance on him. So you use the black community as a stepping stone to showcase your talents for your white master. For your white master. You use this as a stepping stone. But because we say, hey, he got an opportunity to hire minorities in this same NCAA that don't want you. Instead of being the influencer to bring more coaches to Grambling, to bring more people to Savannah State. Now we have 3 powerhouses. But we say, hey, enough of this struggle. So what about the people there? What about the residents of Jackson State? But guess what we say? Hey, that ain't his problem. He ain't got nothing to do with that. Because we see our people, we see our plight as a pit stop. Our plight is a pit stop. We don't care. And we say they don't owe us money. We don't owe them support. Funny how we support because they give their talent. And this is how we do. They have us arguing over this. But we need each other. Who else will help clean up the black communities? Who else will help clean up our communities? Black celebrities, those same black celebrities help to sustain white communities. But we think of it as a punishment when they have to stay in black communities. It's a punishment. Those same conditions that he wants to escape, there is no escape for our people. But we don't see this as a collective thing. We see it as an individual. Well, that's them. He ain't got nothing to do with that. Other cultures don't think like that. The Jews don't think like that. So that's all I want to say. So for that, I want to say he is Wack and not Swac. And I definitely want to apologize to Eddie Robinson because even I got caught up, when Eddie Robinson shot him the bow. When Eddie Robinson shot him the bow when they played, I was like, yo, that was some dirty stuff he did. But that's just wild. So I know a lot of people may not agree because, like I said, we don't see the hoods worth staying in. We want to take them out and move them into integrated neighborhoods, then complain about integration. Then complain about how that same institution snubs children. So I leave you how I greeted you in the words of a BB-48, African liberation for African people. Peace.